And sometimes, some of us believe that, oh, maybe I'm not getting something because we don't deserve it. Which in a way, it's like, how can you get to a goal if you don't believe that there is a goal? How can you get to a goal if you don't believe there is a path? How can you achieve something you don't believe you deserve? To get what we deserve, we have to feel like we deserve it. If you expect nothing, you get everything. And that is to say, if you expect nothing, then everything that you get becomes a gift. Now, there is a quote I heard. It says, if you work hard on yourself, you will never have to work hard in your reality if you do the inner work. If you're able to watch this whole video and apply what you're about to hear, if you're able to truly shift your energy properly, then everything else will take care of itself. And now I know that my word is not gospel. I am not God. But my experience is my experience. And this is something that has worked for me. And I believe it's something that's worth sharing. So you listen and you be the judge. Now, there are people who would say God is that which is outside of us. And there are people who would say, God is that which lives inside of us. And in a way, personally, I believe that the two things can be true at the same time. God can be outside of us and also be inside of us simultaneously. Besides, He's God. God doesn't really have limitations or restrictions. But I want to give you a different awareness of who we are. Now, this is what helps me make sense of certain things in my own world. And so the first thing that I want you to understand is you are not ordinary. Nothing happened by chance. So I want you to have that understanding. Be in that awareness that your source is God. And allow that awareness to bring you to a place where you start viewing yourself differently. Where you start loving yourself a little bit more. Where you start doing for yourself. And where you stop letting people control your life. Where you stop letting people write out your own destiny. Where you stop allowing people to tell you what you can be and what you can't be, what you can do or what you can't do. And understand that there is no limit, no limitations, except the ones that you allow to be placed on yourself. And all of these things, the power within you and everything that you can create is as a result of you being connected to the source, God. So if you are able to watch this whole video and apply what you're about to hear, what I'm about to share with you, and you truly are able to shift your energy properly, everything else will follow. Everything else will take care of itself, where you don't have to keep forcing and trying things with no success in your physical reality anymore. This is going to be you by the end of this video. There's going to be something magnetic about your vibration, that your desired experiences start chasing you, and it's only because you do the work from within. And I said vibration because everything in the universe, from atoms to planets, is in a constant state of vibration and motion. Even the things that seem to be stationary. Now, most people believe that for them to transform their life, for them to, manifest change in their reality or in our reality, see, there has to be a lot of effort, a lot of doing. No, but that's not true. Think about it this way. Think about the things that you've been wanting, the things that you've been yearning for many years. Why don't you have them? Is it because your effort is lacking? You've been working hard. Is it because you don't deserve these things? And sometimes, some of us believe that, oh, maybe I'm not getting something because we don't deserve it. Which in a way, it's like, how can you get to a goal if you don't believe that there is a goal? How can you get to a goal if you don't believe there is a path? Now, sometimes most of us can't even stand to see ourselves happy. It's like whenever something good happens and you want to smile, but then you remember the other things or the other reasons why you should be sad. And then you stop yourself from smiling. It's like, why stop yourself from smiling? It's almost like, oh no, I don't want to smile, or because right now I shouldn't be smiling because of what has already happened. And so the reason you do not have the things that you've been yearning for is because of the way you approach transformation, because of the way you approach manifestation, or maybe your approach in the way you achieve your goals. No, maybe it's been wrong. And I don't even want to say wrong, but there are different ways to achieve your desires in this reality that are far more, effortless. And this is what I want to bring to your awareness. And so when you have a light bulb moment as you're watching this, when things click, and you have multiple of these moments, and then you begin to understand the order of creation, then you will prioritize the way that you approach creating or transforming your life. And when you truly understand this, so you will figure out the order of creation in this reality. You see, everything is created twice. And God created the beast of the earth It says everything was created after his kind. And so that means the first lion was created after his kind. It's like, how can you create a lion after his kind if the lion is the first created lion in the, in the physical realm? And now, this is where you begin to really figure out the order of creation in this reality. And once you figure this out, you start rearranging the things that need to come first in the order of creation. Allow the veil to be lifted off your eyes. See, once that happens, creation will become easier for you. Now you need to understand, when it says everything was created after his own kind, now this is a principle that everything is created twice. Or another way to say it is, thoughts become things. So the first lion created by God after his kind, well, the kind was the lion that existed in his mind. And this is something that I'm still working on. I don't think there's a destination where you come to the place where you stop growing. And I think that's because of the element of God. Because the more you think you know, the more you see, the more he shows you. So one thing you need to change in order to transform your life, in order to manifest things into your life, is your energy. See, what I mean by that is your creative energy. It's your creative energy. And this energy is available to everyone. But you have to be in the right state, the right frequency, before you can actually access this energy, harness it, and have your desired experience finding you. Now, let's be honest. See, the reason why you're not able to transform your life or create a reality that you desire, right, is because you have the order of creation backwards. See, and this is why most people suffer. The reason why most people suffer so much is because they have the order of creation backwards. Now, let's say you're trying to figure out how to get something in this reality, okay? You want to change your life, your lifestyle, your circumstances. So what do most people do? See, most people, you focus on getting things in the physical reality. So when you want to achieve something, when you have a desire, when you have a yearning, see what most people do, what you do, you focus on getting things in the physical reality. 90 or 95% or even 100% of your thought start obsessing about outcomes, material gain. Or maybe you want a special somebody, your ideal relationship or friends. Or maybe you want to move to a different country, maybe a new job, different career. And you focus on the physical change that needs to happen. And that's what you've been getting wrong. So you've been thinking to yourself, when I get this person, then I will feel loved. Then I will feel complete. When I get this job, then I will be happy. You are chasing physical outcomes to give you an emotional state. And this is the wrong way. This is the backward way. This is the wrong way to create or manifest anything in your reality. You see, and this is why you see most people who think that when they get all this money or when they get these riches, whatever it is, that then they will be happy. Eventually, when they achieve these things, they feel empty. They feel emptier. You attract what you want by being what you want. Faith is to believe what you do not see. And the reward of this faith is to see what you believe. That's why it says, let the weak say, I am strong. How can you achieve something you don't believe you deserve? To get what we deserve, we have to feel like we deserve it. And this is why even creating this content, I just see we just hit 200 subscribers. And I'm really grateful. I don't even have any words to say. I'm literally speechless. No, but it's a gratitude that I have in a way. Well, I don't want to say I had it before I started, but I think it's something that I picked up, or at least I made myself to be conscious or aware, and I kind of brought myself into a place where I am able to practice that gratitude, even when it was just 5 subscribers, 10 subscribers. All that to say, thank you. I'm grateful for you. And I hope all your desires come true. So most people suffer. See, most people are suffering because it's not that they're intentionally trying to create something or create their reality or manifest anything, but because they are constantly thinking about what they do not have, what they wish to be changed. So I need you to get this, understand this. I need you to get this into your brain. Manifestation or creation is not about getting physical things. It's not about getting a physical change. Creating something or manifestation, it's simply changing your internal state. And then the external, which is the physical, becomes a mirror reflection of the internal state. And that's why you don't become happy by, when I get that money, when I get that new job, when I get that girl or that guy, that new car. You will just be as miserable, if not more miserable. So I need your mindset to change. Do not be conformed to the image or the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind. That means transformation, true transformation. Look, that's what it said. Be transformed by the renewal of your mind. Most people want to make it or take it deeper than what it really is. It's telling you where to go for transformation, where it truly begins. This is what manifestation actually is. It's not getting something physically. It's getting something internally. It's getting something energetically. And then what you perceive as reality changes. But let's say eventually you get what you want. Those things that you've been chasing. You get them through hard work, through effort, through forcing things. And eventually you start seeing those changes. You get into that relationship, your finances, you start seeing changes. You will notice, you will find out that the emotional state that you tied to those things, the emotional state you connected to achieving those things will not be there when you get there. And that's because things can give you feelings. Only you can generate feelings that you desire. As a man thinketh, so he is. That means you're a reflection of your internal state. It's not what a man owns, or you have nice cars, that relationship, that job. Those things are not what define you. The moment those things start defining you, like what truly define you is your internal state. Like that's who you are. Not saying you can't be happy. You buy something, you're happy. But it's like once you think that those things will give you happiness, once you think that those things are what you need in order for you to start living or to be, that's when you start losing your essence as a human, and you start becoming hollow. You become disconnected from the divine, because now your focus is no longer on God. You see, your focus always has to be within. Like even when you're looking at things outside, you still go within, or at least you look at things outside from within. That's where the kingdom of heaven is. So most of us are running around chasing material outcomes, and that's because we want to feel a certain way. Now you can't tell me, oh no, I'm doing this for everything that we chase, everything. The people who are running around chasing things, it's because they want to feel. There's a feeling that they are chasing. The only reason that we chase things in the physical world is to avoid a particular kind of feeling, or to gain a particular state of emotion or feeling that we don't have. Maybe it's love, maybe it's confidence, maybe it's respect, maybe it's peace. Look, the only reason that we pursue things is so that we can get these feelings. Even financial security, it's an emotion of comfort, an emotion of safety, a feeling of freedom. Anything that you desire, especially in reference to the physical reality and how we approach getting these things, you only desire it because there is an emotional state that you have attached to the achievement of that thing. And this is the issue. This is why it doesn't work. This is why it is the wrong way to approach it. Because, see, things do not have emotion. So as you attach emotional state to something, thinking that, okay, when I get this, then I'll feel this way. I'll be happy. But things cannot truly give you emotions. And I think that's something that I need you to understand. Things do not give you emotion. Now, let's say you have a thought pattern and feeling a type of way all the time. Even if you get that thing, you're still going to feel the same way. Now, you might feel differently in the first week or the second week, but eventually, you're going to revert back to the baseline of your feeling, the baseline of your emotion, the baseline of your patterns of thinking and feeling, because that's the way you're wired. That's your program. That's your identity within. Things will not change you, at least not external things, not when energetically and your energy is focused on things that are outward of you. You're chasing these things that are a lower form of consciousness. For something to put you down, they have to be above you. Don't think that things of lower consciousness could ever give you things that only you can give to yourself. If you can allow yourself to have the emotional state, let me say this slowly. If you can allow yourself to have the emotional state that resonate with the physical experience, or the experience of the physical outcomes that you would want to see. So that means you don't have those physical things yet, but you are in that frequency or that emotional state of mind of the things that you wish to experience. Then you collapse time. I'm telling you, you collapse time in your reality. And that's because you won't be in a rush. And you will find out that you create a reality that will draw that outcome to you. Whatever energy that you're in is what you will experience more of. It's What are you conscious of? That's why Christ said, whoever has will be given more, and they will have abundance. Whoever does not have, even what they have will be taken. So whatever consciousness, whatever energy, whatever state you are in, you will have more of it. So if you want to be grateful and have a life of gratitude, because you live from a place of abundance, more will be given to you. But if you live in a place where you're always counting and pinching pennies, you will always be in lack. You will keep counting and pinching pennies. Now, this is what I mean when I said, if you work hard within, if you do the inner work, you will never work hard in your reality. And I understand that this can be hard, but this is something that you have to work on. And so you realize that you go to school, you only learn how to function in this created world, in their created world. And it's to keep you on the lowest consciousness of mind, on the lowest state of mind. It's to keep you blinded. It's to keep you from or to keep you in a state of collective mind or collective consciousness, where you think and you act like everyone. That's why once you start acting differently, right? Once you start doing things differently, or you start operating on a different level and different mindset, think about it. They come after you. See, because the collective mind or the bee mind, the hive mind come against you. It's like people, we can all be cool and we talk about this same stuff, but the moment that I start like saying something that is different, the moment you walk into the room, they're like, oh, here he comes. It's like the zombie, right? Because the zombie that goes after the brain. They go after you because, you are the only one that comes with light. You're the only one that comes with something that is different. You're the only one that asks questions. You're the only one that, you rattle the nest of comfort. You're the only one trying to wake them up. You're the only one when you come, people fight, they fight against you. They push against you. It's the system that has been created through esoteric means. It's not the world that's created by God. Yeah, God created the world, but within the created world, there are different powers at play. And it's to keep everybody in darkness. If you focus on the external or think that physical things can give you that which only you can generate within yourself, then you will find yourself standing in paradise and feeling like you're in hell because you haven't found the paradise that is inside of you. So it won't matter what paradise you're standing in if you are still in an energy of hell. So changing things in the physical reality is not how you actually create change. Now let me break it down this way. You might be telling yourself, if I change my action, if I work harder, if I clock in more, pick up more shift. I'm saying this because this used to be me. 3 jobs at one time. And before you say, oh, well, you didn't have no responsibilities, just you know. I had responsibilities. I had family to take care of. My mother, my sisters. But I had to let all of those people go because I realized that, look, I'm not your God. I'm not your source. And so I realized that I wasn't even living for my own self in a way of, no, I was living for you guys. I had no time to even spend time with my own self. And so I thought to myself, well, what is something that I would do? What is something that I would want to actually do for myself? And then I started realizing that the things that I do, the things that I was pursuing, they were really not for me. It's because of the people that depended on me. And, and I didn't do it as like, oh, everybody can go born. No, I just came to that place because, like I said, my thought process was, if I do this, if I do this, then I'll see more actions. But the problem with that is that only work until you hit a ceiling. And you will definitely hit a ceiling because there is only so much action that you can take physically. Increasing your effort, increasing your work or your action in order to get an increased result only works until you hit a ceiling. Until you hit a ceiling where you can't take any more actions. So when you are too focused on physical actions, it's limiting. It has its caps. And this is why you keep getting stuck in your reality. Because you keep thinking, how can I do more? How can I take more action? How can I take a different action? And you can never take an action that is outside of your consciousness. What makes you different from a professional player or professional athlete? What makes you different from anybody from any field of life. It's your consciousness. You will never think to take an action that they take because your consciousness is different from their consciousness. They will never think to operate the same way that you do because their consciousness is different from your consciousness. So I'm trying to get you to understand that for you to do exceedingly, you have to elevate your consciousness. When you focus on actions and you focus on brute effort, see, you limit yourself. You limit yourself in your own reality. The only way that you can live outside of your reality or create a different reality is to do something, is to operate on a different consciousness that is outside of your reality, outside of the ways that you do stuff. So you were raised and your consciousness operates a specific way and you operate from a place of action. Oh, I need to do this, I need to do. Now I'm telling you that what you need to do is move that consciousness, move your perception, introduce a different approach. If you can see yourself as an image bearer of God, that God is written in your spirit, there is a way you view yourself that you have never viewed yourself before. This is where you will see possibilities. You see the things that you've been struggling with. This is where you will feel like, oh my goodness, I think I can see myself in a completely different light. If you felt it, let me know in the comment. But practice this on your own time. Everything that we see has its source from God, which is the spiritual plane. But life or reality exists in three different levels of consciousness. The physical plane is the lowest form of consciousness, and the lowest form of consciousness can never create a higher form of consciousness. The spiritual plane is the highest form of consciousness. Okay, that's God. After that, you have the mental plane. See, the mental plane, that's where imagination happens. We've been gifted by the source, which is God, a lot of creative component. It says, man was made in the image of God. We were given image faculties. We have imagination. We have creativity. We have intellect. The whole point of you being able to imagine is because that's your creative source. You are able to imagine so you can create. And we have the physical plane, which is the lowest form of consciousness, because the physical reality is a tiny component of the entire universe. The lowest plane of consciousness can never create anything in the highest plane of consciousness. So for you to create anything in the physical plane, in the lowest form of consciousness, you have to create it in the mental. So you have to see it first. You have to be able to imagine it for you to get what you want in the physical reality. You have to become what you want in the mental plane. This is manifestation. This is how you allow yourself to be. Thank you guys if you're still here with me. For real. I really appreciate you. And I hope you keep doing the best with what you have.